Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you why you should be doing hand expression before the baby arrives, and why you should be doing hand expression before you give birth. Yeah, I know everyone is asking him or herself, why should we be doing hand expression before the baby arrives? When the woman, she's pregnant around the first 20 weeks, she experienced what we call colostrum milk. Colostrum milk, it's in yellowish, what? It's in yellowish color. So it always happens for the first 20 weeks and to the 36 week. This is not harmful, and it does not cause any harm to our mother. But please, if at all you experience leaking milk like that, cholesterol milk, you have to start doing hand explanation. And how to do that hand explanation so that you're not going to induce labor. So if you're experiencing hand what cholesterol milk coming out of you, then you have to be trying doing hand explanation by first using our this what we call silicone solution, by applying salt onto your breasts like this, to make sure that you relieve the what and make sure that you remove all the dirt, so that it's going to be easier for you to do hand expression. Basically, if you're pregnant, it's not recommended to start taking that warm shower all the time. So all you're going to do is just going to be getting a warm cloth, as usual. As I tell you in my video, you just need a warm cloth like this. Then you start hand expressing like this. You hold the breast like this, then you start, after holding the breast, you start like this. You put the thumb up like this, then you start placing like this slowly like this. When you're doing that, you have to make sure that you're coming from this side like this, no massaging like this. Oh no way, you have to be doing like this, coming like this, you understand? Yeah, you have to be hand expressing like that, just like that, coming like that. So this is going to help you to remove that cholesterol milk. You're not supposed to be keeping this milk because it's not good for the baby, because when the baby comes, their stomach or their digestive system is still small, so it cannot, that kind of milk, it will not be able to digest. So it's better remove the cholesterol milk, so that you're going to be getting the good milk after giving birth for your baby. Whenever you experience this, I would recommend a hand explanation process while when you're pregnant, when you're experiencing that cholesterol milk, so that the baby is not going to be getting harm with that cholesterol milk, because it's heavy for the baby. Expect your baby to be having colic pain because of that cholesterol milk. So, and when to do hand explanation, how to make your baby breastfeed easier after giving birth. When you give birth, the babies, they don't know how to breastfeed, and it's very hard. So in this way, you can try doing hand expression by placing like this. While you're placing like that, make sure that you put your hand like this and get some little drops of milk, then start placing the milk into your baby's lips. So when you're placing your baby's lips into his mouth, the baby is going to start asking for milk, because he has already tested the milk and he knows how it feels like. Or in that case, you can be doing hand expression into a small cup, then you start feeding the baby with a small spoon like that, before the baby learns how to suck the breast. Because all the babies, they don't know how to breastfeed, they don't know how to suck for themselves, because they are still little. They can only learn breastfeeding only when you try to teach them how to do breastfeeding with a good proper way, sitting position, better legs, and comfortable way, how you can teach your baby how to breastfeed. But you can try doing hand expression. And some of the mothers, they are working class mothers, so in that case, you have to be learning how to do an expression. And for me, in my case, I always recommend a hand expression, a manual one. Some of the mothers, they usually use pumps, but for me, I don't recommend a pump. Hand express like a pump. I like pumping your milk as a mother. For me, I always recommend a hand expression. Hand expression, as long as you make sure that you clean your hands totally, they are clean, and you get a container, you take a warm shower, you get a warm cloth, start and expressing, and make sure that in this case some of the women, they have low milk supply. In that case, if at all you're having low milk supply, it's going to be very hard for you to hand express. So make sure that you always take the things I'm always giving out for increasing your breast milk supply. All known, you make sure that you have to find the reason why you're having low breast milk supply, because this is not going to cause any, this is just going to make the journey difficult. So in that case, you always have to make sure that you have enough milk supply. Another thing, when you're doing hand expression, make sure that you mind the kind of position you're sitting on. How are you sitting as you're doing hand expression? And expression, you don't need to bend like like this, no way. You can also sit down there and you start expressing the hand expression. Sit, get a cup, make sure that you're comfortable in the place you are, relax your body. Hand expression, it's always in the mind that you always have to sit down, you relax your mind, then you start, you understand, slowly. Don't push it, take it slowly. Start hand expressing little like this. You understand? The more you do it like this, it's going to be very easy for you to do what? To have enough milk. And this hand expression, it helps to the mother to get more milk. It helps to increase your breast milk flow, because the more you massage your breast like this, the more the milk comes more. Understand? So in that case, if you try hand expression, if at all you don't have enough milk for your baby, try hand expression. After trying hand expression, come here. If at all you try hand expression and the milk comes, in that case, make sure that you breastfeed your baby frequently. Breastfeed your baby at least 12 times a day for the first week, and the second week you make sure that you can breastfeed your baby 10 times a day. Every after 1 hour, you make sure that you make a schedule and you breastfeed, and you wake up your baby so that you're going to be breastfeeding your baby as often. Come and say hi. Come here. My boy is here. My stubborn boy. Say hi to everyone. You know, I have a problem with this boy. At times he doesn't want to breastfeed. Maybe now he's distracted. He's always want to play. So in that case, I always try to do hand expression, and I keep the milk into the freezer. So when I go to work, I leave him home, and I make sure that they are giving him breast milk even at home, because I want my baby to take enough breast milk. Even if I'm not home, he's always taking breast milk. Oh my God, say hi. Tell the people hi. Tell them hi. Tell them to subscribe. Just tell them to subscribe. So I'm always doing hand expression when I'm going to work, because working class mothers, they usually recommend females, but for me, I make sure that I do a proper hand expression in the morning before I go to work. So now I'm going to work, so I'll make sure that I do a hand expression before leaving to work, because I'm leaving him home. I don't go with him, but I leave him with my maid, and I make sure that when I'm leaving my boy home, I make sure that I do an expression in nice bottles. Keep them in the fridge. I have a warmer at times. I keep them in the warmer, so that by the time they decide to breastfeed, to feed him, the milk is somehow still hot. Now he's having hiccups, so I have to breastfeed him. Okay guys, love you all, and see you in the next video. Ciao ciao.